Mario Party DS, the first true Mario Party experience you could have while on the go or while on the toilet. I mean, there was Mario Party Advance, but that was kind of its own thing and not your usual Mario Party game. But anyways, Mario Party DS still remains as my favorite handheld Mario Party experience, and the main reason for that is because of the boards. The boards in Mario Party DS are some of the most creative and unique in the entire series to me. They all center around the concept of being as small as a bug, because Bowser shrunk Mario and his friends because, I don't know, maybe he's compensating for something? So yeah, I thought I'd go through these boards and rank them from worst to best, in my opinion at least. So with that, let's go! Coming in at the number 5 spot, we have Koopas Library. Now while I like the theme of running around a library while being super small and having all these giant books around you, this board leaves a lot to be desired. The main gimmick of this board is that there are 3 magic jars that cost 10 coins to open each. One jar contains the star, one of them contains 5 coins, and one of them has teeth that will munch you up and send you back to the start of the board. Now at first glance, it seems like a good deal since you can get the star for 10 coins as opposed to the usual price of 20 coins, but the jars are randomized so you never know which jar has what in it. I know Mario Party can have a lot of randomness at times, but essentially randomizing whether or not you get a star seems to be a little much. Also, this board has a disconnected area that can only be reached by landing on a happening space where a magic book will warp you to that section, and the magic jars will commonly appear on that part of the board, meaning you have to make your way all the way over there, and you could end up possibly not even getting the star. And then you're just trapped on that section of the board until you land on another happening space. Also, the star pipes are especially overpowered on this board. A star pipe is exactly what it sounds like, an item that will take you directly to the star, and at the item shop you can just buy as many as you can hold for the ridiculously cheap price of 15 coins each. Now this is a problem with every board in Mario Party DS, but the reason it's worse in Koopas Library is because the star pipe will always take you to the jar that has a star in it, not only getting to skip over having to deal with the randomness of the jars, but also getting warped directly to a star that only costs 10 coins as opposed to 20 coins. So while Koopas Library is not a terrible board or anything, it's definitely the weakest to me from Mario Party DS. Now at the number 4 spot, we have Wiggler's Garden, and it's your typical no-frills Mario Party board. As you can guess by the name, in Wiggler's Garden, the board takes place in a garden with giant flowers and plants that do a good job of emphasizing the theme of the game of being super small and everything. Also, most of these plants and flowers have happening spaces by them, where an assortment of things can happen, from gaining a handful of coins, to losing some coins, to getting sent back to the start of the board. There's also a giant piranha plant at the top of the board, and if you land on one of the happening spaces in front of the piranha plant, you'll get torched along with hearing a couple of one-liners from the plant. All in all, this is a very basic board that's perfectly fine and fun to play, but doesn't do enough for me to put it any higher on the list. At number 3, we have DKs Stone Statue, which is a jungle-themed board with a turn-to-stone Donkey Kong holding up a log as the main aesthetic feature. Now with this board, the star is in the same place the entire time, and once you get to the star, you can buy as many as you want for 20 coins each. The path to the star is essentially linear, with just one branching path and many happening spaces along the way that can change things up. There are happening spaces that will send giant barrels rolling down the log, squashing any player that happens to be on the path, taking 10 coins from each squashed player. There are also happening spaces by ropes between the logs that will either get you closer to or further away from the star, as well as some happening spaces near Drybone's casket that will blow you back to the start of the board or right in front of the star. And I think all of that makes for a really interesting board, since for me it doesn't necessarily feel like a race to the top, but more so about reaching the star at the right time depending on how many coins you have. Even if you're really close to the star and you land on a rope space that sends you back, that might end up working in your favor since you might gather more coins in the next few turns and end up getting more stars than you were originally going to. Also, in the Final 5 Frenzy, which is an event that takes place when 5 turns are left, one of the things that can happen is the star can go from costing 20 coins to only 5, which can lead to some pretty insane endgame star totals and really captures that fun, chaotic Mario Party feel where a game can really come down to the wire. At the runner-up position, at number 2, we have Toadettes Music Room, and this board just has so much charm. I've always been a sucker for games that have you traversing on giant instruments. It's one of the reasons Music Park is one of my all-time favorite Mario Kart tracks. And in Toadettes Music Room, you're running across piano keys, jumping on drums, and there are a bunch of other instruments and sheets of music just scattered all across this board. And some of these instruments also have happening spaces associated with them that will do all sorts of things, from having a violin warp a random player to your spot, or getting bounced to a random space on the board because Hammer Bro just went ham on a drum, or even getting shot out of a horn that will land you right next to the star. And speaking of stars, the main gimmick of this board's stars is that you can get them from musical notes, and the price of the star will vary. The first star will only cost 5 coins, but the price will steadily increase by 5 after each star is gotten, and will keep going until the star costs 30 coins. After the 30 coin star is gotten though, the cost of the star will return to 5 coins and the whole process will repeat again. Toadettes Music Room is such a creative board with many interesting ideas and tons of charm, and is definitely deserving to me of the runner-up spot. And now for the best board in Mario Party DS, we have Bowser's Pinball Machine. Between this board and the Pinball Waluigi track from Mario Kart DS, Nintendo really went all out with their pinball themed ideas for the DS. And it really shows because this board is crazy fun and filled with chaos, as you would expect from a Bowser themed pinball machine. The happening space events are also some of the wackiest we've seen, with ones that will send you to a Bowser zone where you could potentially lose everything, ones near the paddles at the bottom of the board that will send you flying like a pinball into a bumper at the top of the board, ones that will have a cannon shoot you across the board, and of course even some where you can play on a roulette wheel and potentially win some serious coins. There's also a jackpot event that occurs just by entering the main part of the board where you can win some crazy amounts of coins there too. The music for this board also just slaps so hard and is definitely the best of any of the boards in Mario Party DS in my opinion. It really sounds like if you were playing pinball in a Bowser themed arcade. There's so much going on in this board. It looks amazing, it sounds amazing, it's constantly crazy and keeping you on your toes, and all of that insanity just blends together perfectly for the best board in Mario Party DS. Anyways, those are just my rankings. Comment down below and let me know how you'd rank these boards. Remember to give this video a like, because one like equals one less time Waluigi's booty gets torched by that piranha plant, and make sure to subscribe and click that bell for more videos in the future. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.